In the quiet village of Black Hollow, nestled deep within the Carpathian Mountains, there stood a ruined castle that no one dared approach. Generations had passed, but the warnings endured. Do not disturb the crypt beneath the stone tower. But warnings often fade with time. In the year 2025, a curious archaeologist named Elliot Cross arrived in Black Hollow, determined to uncover the secrets of the forgotten fortress. Ignoring the villagers' trembling voices and ancient superstitions, Elliot broke the rusted lock on the crypt gate during a rare lunar eclipse known as the Blood Moon. The air turned ice cold. Inside the crypt, Elliot found a coffin sealed with iron and ancient symbols. Driven by ego and disbelief, he pried it open. The moment the lid creaked, the ground shook. A blast of wind extinguished his lantern, and a guttural growl echoed from the shadows. The Count had returned. Count Valdarian, the Dracula of old buried. A century ago, an enchanted slumber opened his blood-red eyes once more. Elliot screamed, but it was too late. Darkness spread quickly. The Dracula emerged, his skin pale as bone, fangs glistening, cloak flowing like black smoke. He fed on Elliot, regaining his strength, and then vanished into the night. Within days, villagers started disappearing. Children were found pale and lifeless. Strange bite marks appeared on necks. Horses fled their stables in terror. The church bells rang constantly, but the prayers failed. Fear returned to Black Hollow like a winter storm. No one dared leave their homes after sunset. Garlic, crosses, and silver became the town's defenses. The vampire lord was too clever, too powerful. He built his strength in the shadows. One by one, villagers fell under his spell. Some became his thralls' hollow-eyed servants. Others became victims, but hope had not yet died. Miles away, in a nearby town, lived a man named Gabriel Thorne, a former priest turned vampire hunter. He had once lost his sister to a vampire attack. Since then, he had trained in the ancient ways, studying runes, forging weapons of silver, and learning the secrets of the Undead. When he heard whispers of Black Hollow's curse returning, Gabriel rode without hesitation. He arrived in the fog, wearing a long leather coat lined with silver stakes, a crucifix glowing around his neck, and a silver-hilted sword strapped to his back. The villagers begged him not to go near the castle, but he answered only, "Evil has no right to rise again. Not while I draw breath." He ventured into the woods, crossing old ruins where shadows whispered and eyes watched. Wolves howled, but did not dare approach him. Gabriel found Elliot's notes bloodstained, and torn confirming the crypt's desecration. And he knew Dracula had returned. Made his way into the castle. It had changed, twisted by dark power. Walls bled, and the wind whispered forbidden chants. Thralls attacked him in the halls, but he cut them down with his silver blade, his crucifix burning. Against the dark, he descended into the crypt. Dracula was waiting, clad in a flowing red and black cloak, with eyes like molten coals and fangs long as daggers. The Count welcomed him with a cruel smile. "Another foolish mortal seeking glory?" "No," Gabriel replied, unsheathing his silver blade. "Just justice." Their battle shook the stone walls. Dracula moved with unnatural speed, vanishing and reappearing in shadow, claws slashing, fangs dripping. But Gabriel stood firm, his blade glowing with ancient blessings. He drove a silver stake into the Count's chest, but it wasn't enough. The vampire laughed, rising again. "You cannot kill what is eternal." But Gabriel had one last weapon, a vial of sacred blood from the Vatican itself. He hurled it into the vampire's face. Dracula screamed as holy fire engulfed him. Gabriel seized the moment and plunged his sword. Deep into the Count's heart, the castle trembled. Dot with a final scream. Dracula turned to ash, his cloak crumbling, his power shattered. As dawn broke, the curse lifted, the skies cleared, the fog dissolved. The remaining villagers awoke, free from Dracula's spell. Gabriel emerged from the ruins, weary but victorious. The people wept with gratitude, offering him gold, land, anything. He desired Dot, but he only said, "Keep your village safe. Honor the light. Never open what should stay buried." And with that, he rode into the sunrise, his sword still glowing, knowing that evil never truly dies, but neither does courage.